You want to be successful with your company or wholly foreign-owned enterprise in China? Then one thing should not be missing in your company's structure: the supervisor or supervisory board. Practice shows that the supervisor, an external expert who provides suggestions and communicates with the management on an equal footing, has a very positive effect on the company's development. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome to today's topic of how to find the perfect supervisor for your company in China. I am Richard Hoffman, partner and lawyer at Ecovis International, and will guide you through today's episode. For companies and wholly foreign-owned enterprises in China, a supervisor is mandatory according to Chinese corporate law. Rather than being a simple formality, appointing the right supervisor is essential for the company's performance. Companies often make mistakes when appointing their supervisor, not knowing how to make an ideal choice and what factors to consider for success in the Chinese business environment. To help you make the right decision, we share some advice and frequent mistakes that companies should be aware of. Primarily, the supervisor is responsible for monitoring the company's financial situation and inspecting the performance of its management. Directors and members of management are therefore not allowed to fill the position of the supervisor. The supervisor regularly checks the company's financial reports. Monitoring the performance of directors and management board ensures that the management is carrying out their duties appropriately. This reduces the risk that directors or members disobey laws, violate administrative rules or articles of association. In case of any misconduct, the supervisor must advise the board member to take corrective action, or in the case of law violations, file a charge in accordance with Article 151 of the company law. The supervisor may also appoint interim shareholders' meetings and preside over shareholders' meetings. At the meetings, the supervisor actively provides evaluations and suggestions to the company. Depending on the needs and strategy of the company, other functions and duties for the supervisor can be defined in the Articles of Association. To get the most benefit from the function of the supervisor, it is crucial to choose the right person for the job. Foreign companies in China often make the mistake of choosing a supervisor with too little knowledge on China, which can be a great disadvantage for controlling and guaranteeing the company's compliance with specific Chinese regulations. An expert on Chinese law and business environment can be extremely helpful as a supervisor to give suggestions for optimization, identify risks in advance, and bring in insider knowledge. However, it is equally problematic to choose a supervisor who is familiar with Chinese law, but not with your own country's business culture and laws. Therefore, you should make sure that the supervisor for your company in China has enough international experience and appropriate language skills. You should also look at his or her supervising experience. Ideally, your supervisor has already supported several companies, such as your own, and is familiar with the supervising role. Have a look here at our guideline for you to make your best decision. You may also pause shortly before continuing. To change your supervisor, an application must be submitted to the Commerce Commission and the Administration for Industry and Commerce. Application documents, the power of attorney, and shareholder resolutions need to be submitted to both agencies. The proceeding usually takes about 1 month. If you have any questions regarding tax, accounting, auditing, or legal advice, please feel free to contact Ecovis Richard Hoffman in Heidelberg or the Ecovis Shanghai team. Ecovis Richard Hoffman has also experience in being a supervisor in China. Through years of experience and specific knowledge of the German, international, and Chinese business environment, I successfully supported several hundred companies to navigate through the complexity of legal, tax, and compliance issues in China.